Hey Lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my old and new subbies. I'm so glad to have you all here. We're going to go ahead and jump into our first project, starting with this garden fence that I got from Dollar General. Somebody had asked me to work with these a few months ago, and so I just got around to it. But as you can see, what I'm doing right here is I'm just cutting down, taking the little stakes off here, and I started in with my scissors, and then I remembered that my good friend Kathy Jo sent me these clippers. I'm not sure what they're called, but we're gonna call them clippers. And this thing cuts like a butter. Okay, one day we were on the phone talking, and she showed me what her husband had got her, and I got so excited when she was cutting this. She started laughing. She's like, I'm gonna get you some. So she sent these to me as a late birthday gift, so I really appreciate that. But they do cut like butter, so you see me going back and forth with the scissors, but ultimately the clippers win at the end of the day. Like, it cut through this garden fence like with perfect incision. So I was like, okay, or perfect cuts. And so and it helped me to preserve the corner pieces of this, because once I looked at it, I was like, these would make really cute appliques on something. I'm not sure what, but something. So we're going to just hold on to those, because that's what we do as crafters. And then we're going to go in with this wood blank here that I have. This did come from Michael's, and as you can see there, I'm just putting down some painter's tape, because we are going to be painting the borders here. So, and I wanted to get on the inside of this, and we're going to leave that inside plain. So I was having some issues lining this up, because, you know, I'm me. So I had to lay it down like 5 times just to get it straight. It just would not get close enough to that border, and because I was trying to, you know, keep the paint from seeping through, which ultimately I end up having some seepage anyway. But nonetheless, we got this tacked down, and we're just going to go in with some burnt umber paint. Like I said, I'm going to do this on the outside as well as the inside of this border or frame, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to give it about 1.5-ish coats. Okay, and so once I go all the way around with that, we remove that painter's tape, and like I said, I want to leave the inside its natural color. All right, so then what I decided, and as you can see right there, you see just a little bit of seepage came through, but we'll touch that up off camera using some of my Cashapp paint by Waverly, and you'll never be the wiser. So right here, what I wanted to do is make this match more of the tone to that garden fence, which kind of had like a bronze, like a copper finish to it, with some, it was like a copper distressing. So I have this Spanish copper rub and buff, and I was like, let's see if this works. I was prepared to like lighten it up, darken it up, do all the things, but after 2 coats of the rub and buff, it matched perfectly. So I was really happy with that. And at first I was like, can you really tell? But if you look closely, like if you squint your eyes, I'm going to bring it in a little bit close for you guys, but if you squint your eyes, you can see it's starting to take its tone on here. And I was like, okay, win-win for May. So like I said, I go around this twice to highlight it in that Spanish copper color. And then I decided to just highlight this a little bit, the fence a little bit, once I got it cut down. Not too much, because again, it has some distressing in there, and I wanted to keep that black in the background of it. And so I just highlighted bits and pieces of where it was raised, pretty much. And this fit in here snug, perfectly, like perfectly. I was like, go girl. You did that. So once we test that out, we're going to go ahead and go in with some of our Aliens tacky glue. And again, we're just going to hit this on the raised parts where it's going to be actually touching the surface here. Now, what you can do is add some wood dowels in there, because it is some little divots, some grooves in there, which would allow you to add in like some wood dowels, and that would help it stick to the surface. But I wanted to keep this as flush to the surface as possible. So I am hitting it with a little bit of hot glue just for that immediate hold to secure it in place while that tacky glue dries up. And this works out. Now, what you also can do is go ahead and put something on top of it, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and it's pretty much in place at that point. It's not going anywhere. So for the most part, that's done. And I just really like this because it's just very simple wall art that you can put together if you want to, you know, just zhuzh up a little space, add a little something to it. I think this is a really cool and affordable way to do it. So here I felt like, okay, it needs to break up a little bit of the color some more, and I went in with these little silver buckles that I have in my stash, and I'm just going to add this to where those little double grooves are right there in the center. And I like this because it almost gave it kind of a gate, like a little gated situation going on. I don't know, it added something to it and I liked it. So that is pretty much it for this. I'm just removing some of the glue webs and all that, and like I said off camera, I did the touch up with the Cashapp Waverly paint, and that was it for this project. Now we're going to jump into project number 2. Okay, here's another piece that was literally falling apart right out the gate. This is why you gotta use your stuff or it'll just start falling apart. So both of these, that other one and this one, I had gotten on clearance at Michael's. So, you know, always check out their clearance section, guys. You never know what you're going to come up with, and you usually get some pretty good deals. And I know this particular one was a 2-pack. I want to say it was either $6 or $8. So, I mean, pretty good, even though it's falling apart now. But hey, it was on clearance, okay? So, I just put it back in place, added some glue to it, and, you know, it still was kind of, you know, acting iffy, but I left a lot of that out because I was like, okay, we're just gonna go in and tack this thing down. So anyway, I also had these drawer pulls or door pulls, I'm not sure, door handles. They were at Michael's on clearance for $1, which I know Dollar Tree carries some. You can find some at Hobby Lobby and other places, but I feel like that was a pretty good deal for $1. And so what I'm doing right there was I was just measuring it out to make sure I got the placements for the holes correct. And of course, you guys know I did not. I did on the first one. The second one gave me attitude. It was a little bit off, like I often say, just like me, but it's all right because we're still functioning. So anyway, I go back in, I get that all situated, and we're just going to go in with the screws to get them in place. Now, this was some very soft wood. Like I said, it was popping off, and I eventually just had to go back in and just really tack it down all together. But in the end, it just started, it came together. It just took a little finagling, but we did it because you guys know on this channel, we don't quit, we keep going. So, once I get that all screwed in, nice and tight, locked in, okay, and then the wood, like I said, it was very soft. It did split, but we're going to remedy that. We're going to touch that up, okay? So don't get too stressed out about that. And it actually adds to the charm of this piece because it was already distressed, already kind of rustic looking. So I wasn't too overly concerned about that. So once we get that other handle in, nice and easy, simple tray, and this can be put in the living room on your you know, if you have a dining table, not a dining table, end table or something like that, or a ottoman, something like that. It would be really cute to just have sitting out if you want to put a candle out or something. I think it would be really, really cute. So I'm just touching this up with some white paint. Then I have these essential stencils that I got when I first moved here to Kansas. I found these at an antique mall and I had never used them. And so I was like, okay, again, as I'm going through my stash, like what can I do? What can I use? I'm getting excited, guys. So at the stencil, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. So it has like a little wreath to it, and then it has the 3 words that you can put in the center. So the one that comes with it has family in there. Now with this board, I was trying to figure out, because I didn't want to split the word in half. I wanted you to be able to see it, so I was trying to get it where I thought it would work, but it kept being off center because of course it's in the middle. But what I decided to do was just go ahead and do the stenciling of the wreath first with some black paint. And I'm just using some black paint from FolkArt. You guys can use any black paint if you choose to recreate this. Of course, right? Do your colors. Do what makes your heart happy. So I'm just going to go ahead and stencil out that wreath first. And then what I'm going to do is, once I finish that, we're going to go ahead and lift it up. And of course, it was a little seepage there, but not too much. Again, it just ties into the rustic part of this, and I will touch that up, but we are going to do some distressing. So what I'm going to do, as you can see there, is I removed the stencil. I went ahead and dried up that paint. We're going to replace the stencil, and we're going to go ahead and put the word family on here. And so I was going to put family gather, but I was like, I don't like that. Like, you know, because I want to say family gather here. That's what my brain wanted to see, but it was not big enough for that. So I just went with family. Okay, family first. And so I'm going to do the same thing, just stencil over it. And I'm also removing that excess paint to try to reduce the seepage from happening here, or the bleed through, and it worked out. All right, so once I got that dry, I didn't like the little negative space at the bottom there. So I was like, okay, let's go back to the archives, the stencils archives, and see what we have in here. So I pulled out my TDS designs stencils. I will have her information in my description box if you want to go check out her website. And I found one on here. It was just big enough, guys, to fit right into that negative space, and it tied with the leaves in the wreath. So I was like, look at that. Look how that worked out for us. The crafting gods were in our favor. So once I decided which one I wanted to use, I'm just going to hold it down. I'm not going to even tape it, guys. It worked out, and there was no bleed through. I was like, go Brandy. So I'm just going to go ahead and stencil on some more of that black paint, and look, voila. I think it was super simple, super easy. Now, you definitely want to wash your stencils with some warm soapy water right away. I did not do that. Don't judge me, but that's the right thing to do. Do the right thing. Don't do the May thing. Do the right thing, people. So right here, that's where I touched it up. I did a little drying on that. Now I'm just going to go in with my finger sander to distress this. Not too heavy, but enough just to kind of blend where we had those little hiccups, those little mistakes, you know. So we just want to blend those all in and tie it into the rustic charm of our little tray. And I love this, guys. I absolutely love this. So it's very simple, and you can do this. You can buy the wood pieces at like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and you can put this together yourself. Like I said, I found it on clearance, and I was like, hey, it was already distressed. Why not? Let's just roll with it. So now we're moving on to project number 3, terracotta teacup number 91. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Linda, if you're listening, I need you to do your it's an inside joke. We're all in the chat, and she does this techno beat thing. It's funny. So anyway, so right here we're on terracotta teacup number 91. If you are joining me for the first time on this channel, we have been running a series called the Terracotta Teacup series, where we take a terracotta pot, we add a handle to it, add a theme to it, and we're calling them terracotta teacups. And as I mentioned, we are on number 91. All right, so today's theme is going to be a birdhouse theme. All right, so I am going in with some white and blue paint, as you can see. Now, while we have that birdhouse sitting off to the side drying, we're going to go in with some burnt umber paint on the terracotta pot as well as the saucer, and we're going to give that a full coverage of that. And then we're going to go back to our little birdhouse here, as you can see, and we're going to go in with some blue paint around the little trims there. So around the trim, and then around at the bottom, we're going to cover that in that blue paint. And I kind of like, you know, I second guessed this. I felt like I probably should have did the house in blue. I don't know. And you guys will see why once I get to the top part of this. You'll see why. So now I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, paint the base of this. And then we're going to take some of this scrap piece napkin I had that I had used from another project. But again, because we don't throw anything away, I'm going to just use this. And I'm just going to tear bits and pieces. We're going to do a little patchwork on the roof of this birdhouse. And I'm just going to go in with my water pen. Now, I'm sure if you've seen decoupaging, which I'm sure you probably have, I'm just taking the water pen, which you can use a paintbrush. I've used weeding tools to separate this. You can tear it apart with your fingers just to get the pieces that you want. And I'm just focusing on the hydrangeas in this particular napkin. And like I said, we're just going to go in with some patchwork. So once I decide which pieces I want, I am just going to take some of this Mod Podge and I'm going to give it a nice thin coat, and we're going to just put that in place just like that. We're going to seal that in, and of course we are going to have wrinkles here because it is on an odd shaped surface, but I'm okay with the wrinkles because it actually gave the florals texture. So I really like that instead of giving it that smooth surface. Now, I totally could have went over this with my mini heat press because this is a wood based surface, but again, those wrinkles gave the florals texture and I just roll with it. Now I am going to remove that excess that's hanging from the roof, so don't trip about that. All right, then we're going in with these wood pieces. Now I got these at Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still carry these. I got these a couple years ago, so I don't know if they still sell them, but if you find them, snag them. I should have snagged like 2 or 3 bags of these and I didn't. So if you see them, snag them, okay? You can also find these at Walmart. I don't know Walmart, but at Hobby Lobby, I know for sure, and I think at Michael's. I know at Hobby Lobby for sure, if you can't find them at Dollar Tree. So anyway, I tried to cut it with my clippers, guys, and I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't go through there. So I thought maybe something hard was like blocking it, but I was like, this thing just cut through plastic. It should be able to cut through this soft birchwood, but it didn't. And so I got a little nervous and I was like, okay. I tried to take it off. The blade was coming down. I was like, uh-oh. So what did I do? So don't y'all tell Kathy Jo I almost broke it, okay? Shh, it's our little secret, okay? So I went in with my miter shears just to play it safe because I don't know what I did wrong. It was probably me. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but shh, don't y'all tell her. It's our secret, Lovies, okay? Shh, even though she's probably going to watch this video and she's going to call or she's going to text. But don't y'all tell her. So anyway, once we got those cut in half, we're going to go ahead and start assembling our terracotta teacup using our long-term glue, short-term glue, hold that in place. Then I'm just adding some of this Aleene's tacky glue to these pieces of wood to kind of let it set up a little bit while I start placing them on. That way they can already be tacky, and because I'm not going to be using a whole lot of hot glue on these, just little dabs here and there, and I'm just going to place those right beneath the rim of that terracotta pot. And it fits snug, guys. It fit perfect. Like everything was fitting like snug and just snuggly, all snuggly and perfect. I was like, yes. Okay, and we're just going to go around the whole base of that because that's going to be our tree, the base of our tree, okay, yeah, that's what it's going to be. I know. So here I was a little concerned that we wouldn't be able to add our handle to this one because I wasn't thinking and put them all together. But again, the crafting gods were working in our favor. Now, the first piece I had which was left over from another one, was a little too short. So I cut down another macrame ring and just took off a little bit less. So the half of it would stick out more so you could actually see it. All right. And it went in perfect. I just went in with a little bit of hot glue just to secure it in between the wood pieces. And it worked. We got our terracotta teacup. So I just went in and dabbed in a little bit more of that hot glue just to make sure that it was going to stay in place. And now we're going to sand away that excess from the roof now that the Mod Podge has dried on here. And this is where I say maybe I should have went in with a blue, but I don't know. Maybe the White House is it's okay. I don't know. I don't know. I was all over the place. I always get tripped up on colors. That's one thing for me as a crafter. I always get tripped up on colors because you have one thing in your mind and then you see when you start doing it, something else happens. So I always get tripped up on that. But I don't know. In the end, I think it was cute. It was a little busy, but I think it was cute. So now we're just going to go ahead and glue that to the top of the terracotta teacup now that we've added the handle. And look how adorable it is. It almost looks like a lighthouse. I might get another one of these and do a lighthouse. I don't think I did a lighthouse. I might do a lighthouse. We'll see. I'll see how that works out. But anyway, now I'm going to take some of these paper flowers I had in my stash that I pulled off another project, and we're going to put these on either side of the little birdhouse opening. And I wish they were a little bit darker so you can see them. They kind of blend into the house a little bit, but you can tell that they're there because it's a very light pink. It's not white. So then I take some of these scrap greenery pieces I had, and I'm just going to start putting those in between the wood slices just to kind of look like the tree is coming through. I don't know. I was just trying to really give it that, tree vibe. And I just kept taking little scraps, little pieces I had here and there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it wasn't a whole lot there, but a whole lot extra to do. But anyway, now I'm going to go in and add in our little bluebird here. And we're going to put that right on the perch. And then we're going to take some of this Spanish moss. Now, I should have done this, guys, before I put the bird on, but again, me being just always ready to go and ready to be finished, didn't realize it until afterwards. So I'm just taking a small amount of that Spanish moss, and we're just going to put that right in the little opening for the birdhouse, and that'll be it for that part of it. And I'm not sure what I do after that. I think, okay, so on the top where I had cut that string off in the beginning, it left a little bit of a dip there. I did cover it up for the most part with the napkin, but I just didn't like it. So now I wanted to make it look like the tree was coming through the roof. Yep. And here we are, final reveal, lovies. If you are still here riding with me, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting, because you guys know how much I love to chat with you all after each and every video. And of course, I want to know, lovies, if you had a favorite of today, leave that in the comments for me. Let's chat it up. Let's talk about it. If you didn't have a favorite of the day, that's okay too. I'm just happy you stopped by to hang out with your girl. All right, I liked all of these today. All of them were my favorite. My birdhouse was a little busy, but I still think it's cute for our number 91 terracotta teacup. I don't think we did too shabby of a job there. All right, and what I like to do, lovies, after each video is share a few of the terracotta teacups with you, just so you can kind of see what we've been doing on this channel. Now, if you want to see the older ones, where we started about a year ago, I was covering a lot of those at the end of every video, but I lost some footage. So if you go back to like my videos in November, they're always at the end. Go by, check them out. You're gonna be amazed because we've done some fun things with these. All right. And don't forget, lovies, once you hit that like button, swipe over to the right on either your mobile device or your tablet and hit that hype button, because that helps the smaller YouTube channels get our videos pushed out a little bit more. If you don't want to hype my video, find your favorite content creator and hype their videos. Get them out there. Get us out there. You know, we're all one big family. So, you know, you're entitled to hype who you want to hype. That's your business. All right. And so let me know if you have a favorite of one of the terracotta teacups. I think this has just been a fun journey. As I always say, it's been some hits, some misses, but hey, it's been nothing but joy along the way. So also, like I said, don't forget to hype this video. And if you want to support my channel in other way with craft supplies, you can do that by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/craftaway with May. If not, I'm just happy to have you here hanging out with me. And until the next video, lovies, be safe, be kind, hugs and kisses, XOXO, bye.